Hi guys, it's Graham again and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a book haul. If you've seen my previous video, you know that we went to Glasgow for my birthday on Monday the 18th of November. And we went to a bookshop called Voltaire and Rousseau, which is my favourite bookshop on the planet. I absolutely love it. It's a second-hand bookshop. It's been open since 1972 and it is chock full of books. There are Mount Everests of books. Literally, this shop is floor to ceiling full of books. There are bookshelves, but they've kind of spilled out onto the floor and there are just piles of books, towers of books. Heaven, absolute heaven. I bought a few books the other day. Not quite so many as I usually do when we go through, but I'm happy with the selection I have. So yeah, let's get into the book haul. I've got a cup of tea and I've got my nice candle burning. I've got a cosy fire going as well, which you can't see. But yeah, anyway, let's get into the book haul. So the first book that I got, the first book I saw when we went into the bookshop was a copy of Little Boy Lost by Margarita Lasky. Now this was first published in 1949. This edition is from 1960, and this has also been republished by Persephone Books. I have the Persephone Classics edition somewhere up on the shelf up there. But yeah, I absolutely love this. It's in lovely condition for being over 50 years, in fact nearly 60 years old. And the little boy on the front just makes me think of a Tim Burton character. Love it. So looking forward to getting to this, and if I don't, then I'll read the Persephone edition, and this will just be a nice addition to my collection. So the next book is a Persephone, and it was actually my husband that found this, but at first he was totally clueless that he had actually found it. And it is The World That Was Ours by Hilda Bernstein. Unfortunately, it doesn't have its bookmark anymore, and it used to belong to a lady who has put her name inside on a sticker, which I've tried to take off, and it's not going to come, so I'm stuck with that. This was £2.25 and I couldn't not. I already have this in the Persephone Classics edition, but it's a Persephone, so I'm not going to turn my nose up at that. So yeah, add it to the Persephone collection, which, as you can see, the dove grey ones I have lots of, and there are some more up there. You might just see them. The next few books are like children's books, but I'm wanting to collect these because I think they're brilliant. I used to have loads of these when I was a kid, and they're like Ladybird classics. I got 4 of them. So I got Nature in the Town, which is urban wildlife, I would imagine. Yeah, so there's a picture of a fox on the front. It has everything about plants, flowers, fungi, mushrooms, talking about the monkey puzzle tree. Yeah, it's just fabulous. Let me get a picture of a fox, because if there's one on the cover, I hope there's one on the inside. Yes, so Mr. Fox. I'm happy to have any of these kind of books in my collection because they're so cute. The next one is Swiss Family Robinson. Again, the artwork in this is just amazing. So that's the scene where the ship gets blown up in the bay, and yeah, for a second there I thought that was a whale tail in the water. I was like, what? It's like a parrot or a bird of paradise or something. So yeah, Swiss Family Robinson. The next one is Animals and How They Live, a Ladybird natural history book. Just, it's the artwork inside these that's amazing. Just love it. I mean, there is elephants pulling up a tree from the ground and a dog following a scent. And spider monkeys and grey squirrels. Just absolutely gorgeous artwork inside these. And a cow and what their skulls look like. Brilliant. Now these were all £1 each, and the Ladybird revised price 15p. Okay, let's see if any of these other ones have got original price tags on them. No, just that one. So yeah, Animals and How They Live was originally 15p. I love it. That is brilliant. I wish books were that price nowadays. But anyway, the next one was another one that my husband found, and I was in a different part of the shop and I heard him say, "Would you like a book about Roald Dahl?" And I was like, "Yes, please." So it's a biography of Roald Dahl by Jeremy Triglown. He looks a bit severe on the cover of that, doesn't he? But yeah, anything Roald Dahl, and I'm down for that. His books are part of the reason why I'm so into reading nowadays, because I read his books as a child, and they just felt so, I don't know, whenever I think of Roald Dahl and whenever I read any of his books now, they bring me back to childhood. They bring me back to the feelings that I first had when I started reading Roald Dahl and writers like Alexander McCall Smith, Agatha Christie. Obviously a bit later on, I wasn't quite a child when I was reading those. But from being severe looking on the cover to looking very handsome. That's Dahl at Repton, aged 17. A very handsome young man. So yes, that's Roald Dahl biography by Jeremy Triglown. Look forward to getting to that. The next one, it doesn't have a dust jacket on it, but I will show you the inside. This one was £1. The end papers look like this, and this is beautiful book. This is English Costume in the Age of Elizabeth. So I would imagine, obviously, by the looks of the costumes, it's Elizabeth I, because in the reign of our Queen, I don't think we've ever dressed like this. Yeah, so it's English Costume in the Age of Elizabeth, the 16th century, drawn and described by Iris Brooke. And this edition is from 1933, and it is absolutely stunning. So throughout the book there are several of the sort of painted illustrations of costume, and then there are like black line drawings of some costumes, and the costumes are just, they're gorgeous. I mean, that dress that she's wearing, look at it. I mean, he looks like his pants are falling down at the back, but anyway, we'll gloss over that fact. But this book is just absolutely stunning, and I cannot wait to get stuck into this one. I think it's one that would be quite a quick read. I think I'd spend more time looking at the drawings, the illustrations, than I would at the reading the text, because there's not much text. It's mostly drawings, but beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Can't wait to get to that. The next one, again, doesn't have a dust jacket, but it's Jazzmen, Jazz Book Club, by Ramsay and Smith, or published by Ramsay and Smith. Now this was £3.50, edited by Frederick Ramsay Jr. and Charles Edward Smith. This edition is from 1958, and it's the story of jazz. So you've got jazz bands. That's Let Us Do Your Playing, the famous Creole orchestra from New Orleans. It's just absolutely, it's the origins of jazz. Oh my goodness, that sounded a bit dodgy. Hopefully it's not damaged. For some jazz bands. I wonder if they're playing the Charleston. So yeah, another one that I'm really looking forward to getting to. The next two are vintage Penguin books, and they're the Orange Spines. And this is The Loved One by Evelyn Waugh. I think this one was £1, £1.50 it was. I've not read Evelyn Waugh, but when I saw that it was a vintage penguin, I kind of collect these, so I had to get it. Evelyn Waugh has always been on my radar to read. Decline and Fall is one that I really want to read. So hopefully get to him soon, get to this. The next one, I don't think I've ever heard of this author, but again, because it was a penguin, like a vintage penguin book, I picked it up, and it's The Club of Queer Trades by G.K. Chesterton, and it's complete and unabridged apparently. So yeah, G.K. Chesterton was born in 1874 and educated at St. Paul's School, where despite his efforts to achieve honourable oblivion at the bottom of his class, he was singled out as a boy with distinct literary promise. So there we go. No idea what it's about, but we'll get there. It's literature. He had literary promise apparently. So anyway, now the next one was one that my husband found again. I already, embarrassingly, I already have 2 editions of this. One from the 1920s and one from 1940 something. This one here is from the 1920s again, and it is Mrs. Beaton's Household Management. These books are really rare to find in this kind of condition. There is a crack down it, but that tends to happen with these because it's leather, and as you open the book, it does tend to crack down the middle of the spine. My one that I have from the 20s has this crack as well, but this is in better condition than my original copy, and the one from the 40s is in really beautiful condition. This was £15. To me, that is a bargain. That is a steal, and I feel that the Mrs. Beaton books are an investment. If you ever find one, snap it up, because there will always be someone else that will be willing to pay you more for a copy of this. Not that I want to sell it anytime soon, but in the future, who knows? So, Mrs. Beaton. I don't think the cooking tips are very apt for today. She wants you to boil carrots for 20 minutes, and cabbage, she wants you to cook that for about half an hour. Ugh, yuck. So yeah, anyway, Mrs. Beaton. Inside this, it's got original. 2 seconds. It's very heavy. Original advertisements for like kitchen stuff. Let's see. So you've got a Torah, which is like suet. Soaps, bicarbonate of soda, that kind of thing. And then throughout, you've what is that? Where is it? I found. Oops, someone's bent a page over. So throughout it, you've got things like colorized pictures of the things that she wants you to cook. Now they're very adventurous things, but yeah, always love a Mrs. Beaton's. The next one that I got was P.G. Wodehouse. Now the 2 things that I wanted to find while I was there were editions of P.G. Wodehouse and editions of Alice, or Through the Looking Glass. Now I have never, in all the years that we've been going to Voltaire and Rousseau, I have never once found an edition of Alice or Through the Looking Glass by Lewis Carroll. I think that obviously because, you know, the shop is so busy, those kind of books are the first to go off the shelves when they put them out, or on the piles on the floor. Take your pick. But this was the only P.G. Wodehouse edition that I found, and I'm really excited to get to it. I have just read, what was it I read? Introducing Jeeves, and it was a collection of stories that were written and published between 1916 and 1921. So this is Jeeves Omnibus number 4, so there are clearly 3 omnibuses before this, and the stories that this contains are Oh, there's only 3 stories. Oh, right, no, wait a minute, it's 3 novels. So, Jeeves and the Feudal Spirit, Jeeves in the Offing, and Stiff Upper Lip Jeeves. I wonder if they are actually novels or if they're just a collection of short stories in each. No, they are novels. Yeah. So, look forward to getting to this. When I read it, I really enjoyed it. Yeah, so P.G. Wodehouse and the 4th volume in the omnibus collection for Jeeves. Very good. So the last book that I got, now this was, in my opinion, an absolute steal, because these books are expensive, brand new, and this is, I don't think it's brand new, but I don't think it's been ever read before, and I don't think it's you know, I think it's been looked after. It's been on someone's shelf, and it's just been for decoration, I would imagine. But it's a folio edition of The Innkeeper's Diary by John Fothergill. Now, I'd never heard of this, but it looks really good, and the inside looks like that. The this was £2. Are there any? Yes, there are. So that's one of the illustrations. Now, to me, this made me think of Diary of a Nobody, and I can't remember who wrote that. But it just made me think of that. And this is like set in the 20s, and it looks like it's written in diary entry form. There's another illustration, and that's a policeman being accosted by someone. But this looks really good, and I really can't wait to get to this. Apparently this author was quite prolific, and he wrote about his experiences of being an innkeeper, which is kind of fun. So yeah, anyway, that is my book haul. I hope that wasn't boring. I hope you found that fun. I hope you found that interesting. I've got loads of plans for future videos coming up soon, but we'll see how they go, because, you know, best laid plans don't always come to fruition, but we shall see. Why did I need to say that? That just made no sense at all. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Whatever you're doing, I hope you have so much fun doing it. Whatever you're reading, I hope you love it. Stay fabulous, be amazing, be yourself, and I'll see you again soon for another video. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. A nice cozy fire on this freezing cold November day. And also 2 socks. So what's Hubby doing?
Fixing the clock as best I can.
Fixing the clock. Did you break it?
No.
No? You sure?
Fairly sure.
What else are you doing? Smoking a pipe?
Hmm.
Yes? Good tobacco?
Royal Yacht.
Royal Yacht. So that's this stuff here. Yeah? Very good. So he's in the back of a clock that we got from an antique shop the other day, and he's taken the strikers off the bells, and he's sort of rebuilt them. He's very clever. Oh yeah, there you go. So he's taken the strikers off. He's rebuilt them, but it's not ticking, is it?
Not yet. That's Bakelite, the original.
Yeah.
And that's liquid metal that I've put on and then just ground down with a Dremel to make it the same size.
The one just there is original.
Yep, that's the Bakelite one.
And then the other one he's made with liquid metal.
Yeah.
Very handy, man. Very good. So you're having fun?
Passing the time.
Yes? Good. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.